So I'm guessing that you have been cheated on and that you're struggling to move on from that. So, first, let me just say that I am so sorry that this has happened to you. You didn't do anything to cause this, you didn't do anything to deserve this. And this has nothing at all to say about your worth as a person or as a partner. And I also want to let you know that you're not alone in struggling to move on. We all do. Some might show it more than others, but nobody gets through this unscathed. Nobody gets through this easily. That being said, I know that you want to feel better. I know that you want to be healed. I know that you want to move forward. So what I'm going to bring to your attention today are 5 reasons that maybe you are struggling to move on. And as I bring these to your attention, please know I'm not judging you. In fact, the reason that I'm so familiar with these 5 things is that, well, I struggled with them too. So the first reason that maybe you're struggling to move on is that you are holding on to this idea of fairness. They are the ones that hurt you. They are the ones that messed up. They are the ones who made this decision. And it feels like those scales of justice are completely out of whack, if not shattered on the floor. And I know that you want things to be fair. We all do. We want the person that made the mess to be the one to clean it up. There's nothing at all that is fair about this. And there's not going to be anything fair about this. If you equate it to a board game, they broke the rules. And in some ways, it doesn't matter what happens from this point. Those rules were broken. And so that search for fairness, that desire for some sort of cosmic balance is just going to leave you frustrated because it's not fair and it never will be. The second way that we mess up is that we give our power away. And, this is a hard one. We want them to say something or do something that's going to make it better. We somehow think that if they just apologize or do this one thing for us, that it's magically going to take the pain away. But they can't. There's literally nothing that they can say or do where it's going to settle that gaping wound that you have, that ache that you have. There's nothing that's going to fill that they can give you. And here's why this one hurts me so much when I hear other people struggle with it. In so many ways, we are so powerless when it comes to infidelity. We didn't have any say in the affair. We didn't have any say in its duration or the partner or the lies and the deception or when it came out. Or if, your partner is deciding to fight for you and fight for the relationship, we have nothing that we can say in any of that. We're powerless in all of those things. But the one thing that we do have control over, the one place we do have power is in how we respond. And so when we try to give them that responsibility for healing us and say that we cannot move on until they do X, Y, or Z, that's us hurting ourselves. That's us putting ourselves in that powerless position. Don't do that. They have taken so much from you. They do not get to determine if and when you move on. They don't hold the key to your healing. You do. Take it back. Sometimes we see the opposite situation as some sort of magic bullet, our own version of the grass is greener. For me, my husband abandoned me at the same time as I discovered the infidelity. And so I never had the option of trying to make it work, of working on the relationship, of being with him and trying to heal from that infidelity. Others of you are in the opposite situation. You're with the person that cheated on you and you're trying to make it work, and it's hard. And so you're looking at people like me that ended in divorce and thinking, oh, that looks like that's so much easier. That way I wouldn't have to look at the person that cheated on me every day. But there is no magic bullet. There's no easy way out. There's no shortcut. Whether you stay with them or you leave them, you still have to do the work. That wound from infidelity, it's there. And it's going to continue to hurt you, whether you're in the same relationship, whether you're by yourself, or especially when you're in a new relationship. So let go of that idea that if you just did something else, if you just made a different choice, if you just could do something differently, that it would be better. It would just be different. That's it. But the work is still yours to do. You're probably not going to want to hear this one. I know there were times when I would not have been open to hearing this one, but I'm afraid it's true. In order to move on, in order to heal, you have to let go of the obsession over the details of the affair. And I know how you convince yourself that you need to know, because it's this the crazy making of, now that you know about the infidelity, you're trying to piece together all those memories that you have of the past that you thought you had with now what you know, and you're trying to figure out how those go together. And you feel like if you just have all the information, if you just know all of the details, that somehow that you can rest, because right now there's just that anxious energy and you need to understand everything. But those details hurt you in two ways. One, that pursuit that you feel right now, that obsession, that drive, it's never going to be satiated. There's no amount of information that is going to give you everything, because what you're really looking for, what you really want, is to understand why. And understanding who the affair partner was and where they met up and what that person was wearing and all of those things, none of that is going to tell you why. The other reason that those details are so dangerous and so damaging is once you know them, they become part of your mental movie image. And you don't want that. I don't care if you're staying with them or not. Having those images going through your head, playing those movies over and over again, is not going to help you. So why make it harder on yourself than you need to? Let go of them. They don't matter. And then finally, what holds us back is that we want things to be the way they were. Even for me, even with that marriage gone, I had no option of staying with the same man and pretending that everything was okay. Even then, when I first started dating, you know what I said? I said, I want what I had. But I didn't. In some ways I wanted what I thought I had, but not even that was really true, because the thing is I was no longer the same person anymore. I wasn't the same woman who discovered the infidelity. I had been changed. And so trying to go back to what wasn't ever going to happen. And that's true for all of us. It doesn't matter what your particular situation is. There's no way that things are going to be back exactly as they were. Even if you're staying with the same person, it's a new marriage. You're starting over. You are changed. They are changed. You have to learn how to find each other again. And if you're ending that relationship and moving forward, it's going to be different. But you know what? Different is okay. Different can be even better. But in order for different to be better, we have to first let go of that thought that we can return to what was. Now, you can heal from infidelity. You can move on. You will get to a point where the obsessions don't occupy your every moment. You'll get to the point where you learn to trust again. You'll be able to navigate through the triggers better. You will be able to find yourself again. You will be able to believe that you are lovable again. I believe this, and I hope you can too.